So Jan, can you tell me what being part of Sigma means to you?
It's been a very interesting process joining, and it's been hard work, but all the time I've been motivated by the fact that it would bring huge benefits for me professionally, and for our officers and chapter members and lots of other people who could join our chapter and join Sigma. So for me, I've been just completely blown away by all the resources on the Sigma website. And there's so much there that is so useful and so helpful. I'm really starting to feel the benefits of being part of a global network, with people contacting me from other chapters, wishing us well, sending information about conferences, events, in particular the European Region Network. There's so much going on that it's just, I could spend all my time on it, really. What about you?
Well, I was inducted to chartering ceremony in 2001, I think, in Dublin, and have been part of FIMU chapter for some time now. But like you, I think it's the access to resources that are phenomenal, really, and have a very global context to them. And I think for me personally, that's been the biggest advantage to being part of Sigma, which I think will continue to grow, which has been the global community and global network that it opens up. The regional events, the global events, the various conferences and congresses, which are amazing, just the sheer numbers of nurses who come together from around the world. And that opens up a whole different way of thinking, and seeing how nursing can be very different, and the influence of it, which I've been part of. So I'm really excited by us being part of that more formally.
Yeah, I am too. I think all the conversations I've had with individuals, when they've gone to look at what Sigma has to offer, they have found something for themselves in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's they've been interested in nursing overseas, whether it's a particular field of practice or leadership, or accessing journals, the library, all of these sorts of things.
It covers so many options for people, really. And you mentioned earlier the European Regional Network.
Yes.
How? Because you're probably newer into that than maybe I have been, but equally, it's something that I think has really grown and developed, and actually now is a really strong network. So, what do you think of it?
Yeah. You probably got more of a sense of its longevity and its history. But I feel like it having the European network, identifying as European myself, it does feel a bit closer and a bit easier to connect with that part of Sigma. And actually, I feel really welcomed. The people in the network have been really open and receptive and welcoming, and keen to want to connect in different sorts of ways. And obviously, I think for us in where we're situated in the world, accessing European events, conferences, whether it's research or other events, is much better. And already we've been to some European events, and we currently have doctoral candidates who are able to access opportunities as well as other members. So that seems, much closer to home, as it were, geography-wise.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think sometimes people can kind of struggle to see Sigma in that big global perspective that it has, but I think the regional developments have really helped to translate that into more cultural specific things, and I think that's been the greatest benefit. It's not that it's different from the rest, it adds that European flavour to it, and in a way translates it into that makes it feel like it's more tangible and more part of what we're doing, and that creates a sense of belonging, which is I think that's really important.
Yeah. But equally so, having said that, we have the opportunity to take part in convention. Is very exciting for people who are able to go. So that idea of also connecting more globally as well is very exciting for people.
Yeah, brilliant. And so as we move towards being a chapter as part of the global community, what are your ambitions and visions for that?
Well, I think it's fair to say that they're still forming, because we want because it's how we work. We want other people to be involved in that, in shaping that. Close to home, we will be a Scotland at Large chapter, so we have ambitions to have other people join us, both service providers, organisations and other universities, and so it will be really great to start working on that systematically once we've formally chartered, and that will be in our plans for the first couple of years. And as we've been developing quite a lot of our board, it's time to maybe start succession planning and bringing in new people. So there's exciting opportunities for some of our students to join, and some other members of our team to take on other roles and responsibilities. We have lots of opportunities to put on events and offer learning and development. And one of the opportunities I think we can capitalise on here is making sure that we help members to feel connected with our chapter, even if they're living in another country or further distances than they can actually travel to get here. So that sense of connection, I think, is really important and something that we want to develop further.
Yeah.
I would also like to see us being involved in specific projects that Sigma are leading, and joining different committees and different working groups. And it's a great opportunity for some of our team to enhance their international networking and develop more skills. So that would be a priority for me.
Good.
And you?
Probably very similar, really. So I've been, part of a chapter or chapters since 2001, then I've had the opportunity to experience at first hand being part of those committees, those groups, leading pieces of work with and on behalf of Sigma. And that has been a real privilege, and also a real sense of being able to influence in that global way. There are very few, there are none, organisations that give you that chance to really have a global influence. The rest, you have to try and work your way through it, almost region by region. But that is something that I think Sigma does, and it's really beneficial. But also, being part of the congresses has been an amazing experience, and having research and stuff recognised within that community and influencing is also really important. But I think for the chapter, it's about doing those things that you're saying, but bringing them into that lens, so that we're not too Scottish and we're not too focused on Scotland.
Too Scottish.
And that we actually are always thinking about that big global picture, and that is our kind of end goal in a way of making that global impact. And I do realise you have to build that network, and we have to build it locally and regionally and then globally. But we are very strongly positioned, particularly through the Person-Centred Practice Research Centre, with our connections in more than 28 countries, where we have natural connections that we can connect with too. And that's very exciting. So in a way, the chapter helps to bring all of that together in many ways, and helps us to build that action plan and build business plan for the next few years. So
I think in summary, it's fair to say that we're delighted.
Delighted and excited.
Delighted and excited.
Yeah. And delighted and excited our students will be so fundamental to that.
Indeed.